topic on Nyberg, helping the homeless in our state. One organization helping with that all over is Continuum. Their tagline, Rebuilding Lives. My guest, President and CEO Jim Ferrales. Jim, welcome.
Thank you very much, Ann.
How did you start out in this field? What brought you here?
Well, I had a real passion to working with individuals who were disenfranchised, and Continuum of Care has been around for over 60 years, and we started out working with individuals with mental health issues, and that includes depression, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and a range of other issues. And we've also worked with individuals who may have developmental and intellectual disabilities, substance abuse issues. So we run the gamut as far as working with individuals who are disenfranchised.
How do you find them and how do you help? I know you have a lot of programs set up.
We have over 60 programs statewide. We serve over 3,000 people every year. And the way we find them is they're all referred to us through mental health agencies, through self-referrals, through emergency rooms. Families are on wait list often for housing for people with disabilities. And so there is definitely the need out there. There's just not enough resources.
What don't you have?
What we don't have is the coordination that we need to really look at how we integrate mental health services with homeless services, for example. So we have a coordinated access network who works with individuals who are homeless, but often these are folks who might not be involved in mental health care, might not have substance abuse treatment services, might not even know that they are dealing with a mental health issue. And we tend to hire people, licensed mental health professionals who work in our programs, and part of their work is to help identify when someone might be having a mental health issue that they're not even aware of, and being able to help them navigate the system. Often I get calls from families who just don't know where to start.
How do you rebuild their lives? That's your tagline. How does that happen, and give me a success story?
Sure. So when we talk about rebuilding lives, it's not just a matter of stabilizing people's symptoms, because medications could do part of that, talk therapy can do part of that. But rebuilding lives is looking at helping people identify pieces of their life that they've been missing. Learning how to cook, for example, learning a trade, learning how to garden, learning how to play the guitar or piano, helping them to find the parts of themselves that they've lost along the way. People in recovery isn't just looking for being able to manage the illness, but how do I move on with my life so that I feel successful?
And a lot of these folks, or some of them anyway, are veterans.
Absolutely. We have 3 veterans programs. We serve over 300 veterans a year through different residential treatment programs. And what we find is that, just like anyone else in recovery, they're looking for that journey that's going to help lead to a positive outcome.
And finally, how can the public help you do your job?
Well, 3 things come to mind when you ask that question.
Ask this, great. People are watching. Let's go.
So one thing that I think about is if you see someone who's homeless or you see someone that looks like they need help, just an act of kindness and listening to them, sometimes that can go a long way to helping them not feel so invisible.
And that's a big problem.
Absolutely. The other piece is volunteering. We had a church group that came into one of our homeless emergency programs, and the outcome that we had was clients just felt so enriched with people coming in, and for the volunteers themselves, they felt like they really made a difference in someone's life. And then third, think about supporting an organization like Continuum of Care. We depend on donations. The funding we get through the state, the federal government, only provides for the staffing and the services. It does not provide for all the other needs that we often, our staff actually have to help out in bringing stuff home from their own homes just to help someone who might be moving into their apartment for the first time and don't have anything.
Jim, you're good at your job. Thanks for what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much, Ann.
You bet. And if you'd like to know more about how you can help Continuum, go to WTNH.com or the News 8 app.